with money. We need to know two different rules for rounding when it comes to money because the penny has been eliminated. When you're dealing with banking, such as debit or credit card or checks, the money values are still rounded to the nearest cent. So that's important to know. So if you're using your debit card or a credit card or a check, you can still be charged by the penny. However, if you are paying by cash, then it's going to be rounded to the nearest 5 cent. So remember that there are 100 cents in a dollar. So rounding to the nearest cent is the same as rounding to the 100th place value. So that's 2 decimal places. So if I was to round to the nearest cent for these examples here, I would need to take a look at what number is in my 100th place value, so the second one, and I look to the right. If that number is less than 5, I keep my digit the same. If it is 5 or above, I round my 100th place up. So because 3 is less than 5, I keep it as $45.62. For number 2, I want to again identify what number is in the 100th place value, and I look to the right. 9 is greater than 5, so I need to round my 7 up to an 8. So this becomes $8.08. For number 3, identify which number is in my 100th place value. I look to the right, it's 5, so I have to round that up to a 6. So it becomes $187.06. And lastly, what happens when we have 9s? Well, this 9 would tell this to round up to a 10, which would round this up to a 10, which would round this up to a 65. So $65 is the answer for number 4. So what happens when we're paying with cash? Well, when we deal with cash, pennies are no longer used. So we need to round to the nearest multiple of 5 because the smallest coin is the nickel, which is worth 5 cents. So we're going to first start by looking at this column right here. So how much money would you get back if you were paying with cash? Or how much change would they give you? So if $2.50 was due to you, you would just get that amount. So anytime it's a multiple, it ends in a multiple of 5. So it's a 0 or a 5, then that value stays the same. So I don't have to do anything special to those. Okay, I'm going to change this one to an 8. There's a typo there. This one to a 9 and make this one $3. Okay, so then this becomes $3 here. All right, so if it ends in a 0 or a 5, the number stays the same. So there's nothing you have to do to change that. If your number ends in a 1 or a 2, we're going to round it down to the multiple of 10 below that. So this is going to be rounded down to $2.50. $2.52 is also rounded down to $2.50. If it is a 3 or a 4, it gets rounded to the nearest multiple of 5. So this will then become $2.55, and $2.54 also gets rounded to $2.55. The same thing happens with our next set of numbers. So 256 and 57 gets rounded down to 255. And 8 and 9 get rounded up. So $2.58 gets rounded up to, I guess it wasn't $3 that I wanted here. this gets rounded up to $2.60. So this value right here should be a 60. And the $2.59 also gets rounded up to $2.60. So that's important to note as well. So 1, 2 gets rounded down, 3, 4 gets rounded up, 6, 7 gets rounded down, and 8, 9 gets rounded up. Well, let's take a look at these questions now. So if I was paying cash, how much money would I get back if this was either how much I was paying or how much change I was receiving back? Because this is a 1, I round down. So this becomes $10.50. For number 2, because this is an 8, I round up. So this becomes $153.70. For number 3, $43.35 stays the same because it's already a multiple of 5. And number 4, because this is a 7, I have to round down. So this now becomes $87.15. So these rounding rules are very important to remember when you are dealing with cash. When we are dealing with debit cards or credit cards, the same rounding rules apply in normal situations, but when we are paying with cash, we have to think about how much change we're getting or how much money we're giving, okay? If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Reach out, send me an email, or sign up for a virtual help session, and I will see you in the next lesson.